Hi guys, what are we gonna do today? Today, we're gonna make another book. I know you're thinking, another book? Yes, look how cute. Does this look like a cute little leather journal? Let's get started. Okay, so first we're starting with this piece of cardstock. Now you gotta admit, this is pretty cool. Look at this, the book's right here, and then here is the inside, and when you turn it over, it's perfectly aligned. What we're gonna do first is cut this out. After you've cut this out, look at that. Isn't that perfect? Even this little edge. I'm gonna score exactly where the binding edges are. And then we're just gonna fold it in. And there is gonna be this cute book. And we are gonna put our pages in our book by using this binder clip. And you can find these at any office supply store, but I believe I had them on my favorite things. I want to reinforce this area where this is going, so I am going to cut a piece of chipboard to go right over this section here. This scored section is 3/4 inch, so I'm going to cut this 3/4 inch. There you go. Now, what I'm gonna do is make a hole through here and here, right where this needs to be. So what you wanna do is you wanna center this. This is 2 3/4 inch, so you're gonna center it, make some little dots so you know where to make your holes, and use a hole punch. I'm gonna put tape on this, double stick tape. You could use glue. I'm gonna be using tape only because I'm not sure if the glue would bubble this a little. I'm gonna put heavy duty double stick tape on the back of this. I'll just make a little hole here where my holes are through this tape. I'm going to stick this to there. I'm even going to put a little more tape on here. So I put my original layer tape on this whole back piece. The clip would stick to the chipboard. And then I put more tape just over the back of the clip, so I have a little more stability on here. You can see right here where my lines are. Just put this about in the center. And this feels really fairly secure. So what we're gonna do next is get our paper and put our paper in. So I'm just using some heavy paper I have, and this is what I'm gonna use to make my pages out of. This is 11 by 17. So what I'm gonna do is fold it in half this way, so now it is 5.5 by 17. First, I will trim this to 5 inches. So this is trimmed to 5 inches. Now I'm gonna cut a 6.5 inch block and a 6.5 inch block. Now, after you've cut a ton of sheets, however many you would like for your signature, they're all folded and you're gonna put them together. But you're gonna notice, because width right here, this is going to stick out. So after you've gotten it all put together, carefully just trim the excess, and then it'll look nice and smooth. Line this up in the center of my book, so it's not quite as wide as my whole book. And what you should do is just mark 2 little dots. I'm gonna grab a few at a time, leaving them in the same order they're in, very carefully. You just want to slice just a tiny bit, and like that. My next stack, I'm going to score all my areas because this will be in the center of the book. And I'm going to do a few sheets at a time. Just make sure you don't get your papers out of line. 5 inches is where my center is. And I'm going to go over 3/8 inch right here, and then also 1, 2, 3/8 inch, and score down both sides. Go through several sheets of paper at a time. Okay, so after you've scored that, and make sure you keep everything lined up the way it was, I'm gonna put it through the slits, each of the prongs here, and continue on. Grab a few more sheets. And let's get this last batch. Okay, so now I'm going to cut another 3/4 inch strip to put over the top of this, and I'm using my chipboard. I'm going to make it a little bit longer so it's covering this. I'm going to mark my 2 dots. Just don't slice all the way across. And you can decide what you'd rather do, if you just want to use a hole punch or make holes. But since this does happen to be a straight slit, so we've got all this in. I laid this in here. The reason I'm not taping this down is because if I want to add more pages in, I can just pull this up, add more pages in, and put this over the top. Next is I'm going to take this plastic bag and put it around my pages because I'm going to seal the outside of this. Now I am just going to use a matte sealer and just put it over the top, and you could use whatever type of sealer you would like. I'm using my DIY patina, and this dries clear, but it will just reinforce just a little bit. And you could have just done this at the beginning on both sides of your paper if you wanted to. I'm just going to do the outside for now. Or if you wanted to embellish it more, you could do that and then seal it. But I'm just going to leave this very simple. Okay, let's let this dry. So I think I'm going to put a few cute little stamps in here. I thought a few of these things were kind of cute. Oh, look how cute that is. I love the crayons. Look at that. And then you could do some journaling and some other fun things, but that gets you started. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. This really was a fun project. We have so many other ways that we also bind books, so you could look through some of our other tutorials and still use this cover, but bind it with signatures where you sew them in or put them in a different way with elastic. So I hope you enjoyed this. And the other piece of this paper is so cute. Look, I've showed you, look at that, the front and the back. Imagine if you put it around a jar and you can actually see the books from both sides. Or maybe on a little shelf, have some in the back holding it up, and you could have a whole bookshelf full of fun books. But whatever you do, hope you try this out, but have fun.